Hey guys, what's up? Lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2007 cult horror classic Trick or Treat, written and directed by Michael Dougherty. Here we have my main man Sam. He's the villain of Trick or Treat. The actual villain. No, I'm just kidding. I actually made him because I needed a prop replica, and I'm waving around his weapon of choice, his lollipop of death, because he. And then, ka-choom, right across the jugular, blood gushing everywhere. Trick or Treat came out in 2007. There was no wide release. There was no theatrical release. It was just straight to Blu-ray, out of nowhere. And it was weird, because they advertised the actual trailer before the movie 300, if I'm not mistaken. If I got my times right. And it was like coming this fall, but then the fall came and then nothing happened, and then no studio picked it up for some reason, and then it was just straight to DVD and Blu-ray release in 2009. We were like, alright, it's an hour and 22 minutes. It's a comedy, horror, thriller, anthology movie. An hour and 22 minutes. It starts where it ends, and there's 5 different stories. Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. There's 5 different stories going on about Sam killing people, and people killing people, and werewolves, and vampires, and zombie kids, and drowning bus things, and it's just epic. Adam Paquin's in it, Brian Cox is in it, Jean-Luc Belledois is in it. Love Jean-Luc. Jean-Luc is awesome. Jean-Luc was in the ABC Family, then Freeform television series Baby Daddy. He was the main character. Ben Wheeler. And I miss that show. That show was so awesome. But Jean-Luc is what? He's my age. So he was 17 when this movie came out. So he was 16 when he filmed it, technically. Right? Because if it came out in 2007... If it was like released in 2007, but it wasn't actually released in 2009. Anyway, I'm a little hyper because I'm just so jazzed about this movie. This lollipop prop. Wow. Try saying that 5 times fast. Lollipop prop. Nope, not gonna try it. Is from the awesome company Trick or Treat Studios. Amazing company. Makes most of my masks are actually from Trick or Treat Studios. So cool. They actually make a Sam mask. Him as a pumpkin kid and him in the burlap mask, and it's just so epic. The guy Chris, who actually owns the company, is just so awesome. I've talked to him on the phone actually. When I ordered this prop, however many years ago, and like it was back ordered, and I called just to like see what was going on, and he actually answered the phone, and we had like a 30-minute conversation about how awesome Trick or Treat is, how awesome Michael Dougherty is, and we were so excited for Krampus coming out, that horror Christmas movie that came out couple years back, 2-3 years ago, something like that. But then Michael actually wrote a Trick or Treat comic based off the movie. He wrote a Trick or Treat comic as another thing, and then he wrote a Krampus comic. But like the thing is like, when is the sequel gonna happen? When is Sam gonna start terrorizing neighborhoods again? In the past, in the present. Sam is short for Samhain. Samhin. That's how you say Samhain, even though it's Samhain. But you don't say it Samhain, it's Samhain. It's this Celtic thing because All Hallows Eve was based off of Samhain, which is a Celtic thing, and pagan rituals. And here we have Halloween in the United States, which is this massive commercial thing. It goes, Christmas is the #1 seller for holiday stuff. Then we have Halloween, and then we have other stuff thrown in. Blah. Halloween's where it's at. So anyway, Sam. How I actually came across Sam. There was a Sears closing in one of our local malls, the Bayshore Mall, the South Shore Mall in Bayshore, New York, on Long Island. And the Sears was closing because it's just what retail stores are doing. They close now. It's everyone buys stuff online. I get it. Whatever. So when I go to a department store that's closing, I always look at their mannequins. I have a crap ton of mannequins, primarily in our basement, and 2 actually in here, in my room. Because they're fiberglass, but the plastic ones stay in the basement. But Sam stays up here too, because Sam's awesome. So I saw this little kid mannequin without a head, and I was like, oh, he'll be perfect for a prop. Great. So I get him for like, I think it was like $25, $30, something like that, for a kid mannequin. And I was like, great. I then painted him completely orange, because I didn't actually know what I was going to do with him. I put blood on him, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to make an actual Sam. So I took a basketball. This is a basketball. I duct taped the hell out of it, sealed it with paint, latex paint, and then I went to my local Joann's for this lovely burlap, which still smells horrible all these years later. I made him 3 years ago, actually, back in 2015. Put that on. I put this stringy stuff on. I put the buttons on. I got this I don't know what the word is. This orange thing on Amazon, eBay. I don't remember. And then I put the patches on because that's what he needs. And then Sam has the burlap hands, and he's awesome. And it's like really creepy. Obviously, right? Kind of creepy. But then I keep his prop. Granted, I play with the prop all the time, but I keep it in a little pocket because his fingers don't actually close. So we'll just keep it there for now. Trick or Treat is awesome because I watch it all year round. There's not one single time of year that I am bored of this movie. When new friends come over and they're like, oh, what movie should we watch? And I'm like, have you ever seen Trick or Treat? And they're like, no. And I'm like, how are we friends? And they're like, I don't know. And I was like, well, we're going to become friends because you need to watch this movie because it's awesome. Because it's just so perfectly crafted. You know, like how American Horror Story, the stories all intertwined, kind of a thing from season to season. You have characters jump ship and like reprise roles and actors just jump from place to place. It's like I said before, Trick or Treat ends where it starts. And it was the first time I ever saw a movie end where it started. Minus Pulp Fiction, because Quentin Tarantino did a great job doing Pulp Fiction. But that was early 90s, and I didn't really understand film at that point. When I saw Trick or Treat in 2009, that's when I was starting to understand film. I was 19 at that point, and I was like, oh, this makes sense. This is really cool. This is a great storytelling. And then the twist at the end is that it starts where it ends. And I'm like, oh, it's a continuous loop. This is awesome. It's just so, it's horror. It's just old school, creepy horror. Like, not a lot of props and scenes and stuff. It's like, the house is creepy because it's old. And, like, there's spider webs and stuff. And there's, like, real pumpkins scattered all over the place. And, like, why is the dad murdering the people? And it's just so awesome. So awesome. If you haven't seen Trick or Treat, clearly we're not friends. Because this is one of those make or break friend moments. Can't be friends if you haven't seen Trick or Treat. And the cool thing about Sam is that he's outside every Halloween for these last 3 years, right? Well, 2015, 2016, 2017, coming up on 4 years, 2018, in 5 months. Can't wait. And what I love about putting these mannequins outside dressed as Freddy Krueger, dressed as Michael Myers, dressed as Leatherface, dressed as Ghostface, dressed as Twisty the Clown, dressed as Jason Voorhees. It's that these kids, these neighborhood kids, it's like a test for me, to them. Who has the fight or flight? You have these little tiny, 6, 7, 8-year-olds run up to you and say, I'm not afraid of you, and put out their bucket for candy, kind of a thing, trick or treat. And then you have these tiny little screaming things who can't even make it up the damn driveway because their mommy has to go get them candy because they're terrified. But these things don't move. Sam's not moving. I mean, I poke him and he'll move, but like he's not animatronic. He's not gonna go do anything. I like seeing that in the kids though. I like giving out the candy as these horror villains because it's these fight or flight moments. You can see in such a young age who's actually gonna make it. The kids that run up to you and say, I'm not afraid of you, trick or treat. Those are the kids who are going far in life. And the little scaredy pee-wetting things, what are they going to do in life? They're just going to hide and cower. That's not cool, man. Just face your fears. Say, I'm not afraid of you. Trick or treat. It's cool. I like seeing that. Sam's quite accustomed to kids saying, I'm not afraid of you. People think he's real when they see him in the dark. And I really like that because I just put him together after finding a $25, $30 kid mannequin who was decapitated at my local Sears, which closed. One of my local Sears. Trick or Treat is an awesome movie. It is an awesome comic book. It is an awesome comic book sequel. Cannot wait until the actual movie sequel comes out. Give it a try. 1 hour and 22 minutes long. It's nothing. Blink and it's over. So cool, man. So cool. And for that note, we are going to give Trick or Treat a solid 10 out of 10 bolts. Worth every single bolt. 1 hour and 22 minutes. Can't go wrong. But stay under a blanket for you scaredy cats out there. Because it is kind of creepy. Mucho mahalo, guys.